So you probably can't see it in the video, but we just encountered a, is it a black indigo snake? And we've seen signs for these snakes around this area, but we've never actually encountered one before. Let's see if I can zoom in on him there. You're a beauty, aren't you? Oh, it's a beauty. Right there.
He's doing the snake thing.
Ooh.
There he goes. When he first saw us, he was moving really fast.
There he goes off into the woods. Those are non-venomous snakes, so we don't really feel too scared of him. He's just chilling. So we're walking along, and then Destiny, the eagle eye, spots this little guy down here. Hey, little guy. Looks like a box turtle of some kind.
He started moving. He's camera shy.
He's a camera shy little tortoise.
Oh, there he goes.
As soon as we stopped filming, he started going.
Oh, he's so cute. Look at those legs. There he goes. Oh, getting in the shade.
He's getting in the shade. He's too hot. So right here is the water line, and these trees growing out in the water are cypress trees, and the cypress trees, they actually leach tannic acid into the water, and so the water is actually this very black color, and that tannic acid actually prevents mosquitoes from laying their eggs in this water, and therefore there's very few mosquitoes around here. Lots of, you know, black flies and that kind of stuff, but very, very few mosquitoes. And the cool thing about George L. Smith State Park is you can actually rent kayaks or canoes, or you can bring your own boats, and you can actually go into the lake and you can get back in all of these sort of cypress marsh areas. And it's a lot of fun just to kind of come back here and explore all these little inlets and these little backwater areas. So pretty beautiful in its own kind of, you know, southern marsh way. We're just walking past this tree, and we notice that it almost looks like it's been shot by a shotgun. Just all of these fairly evenly sized holes just blasting through it all the way up. But we're actually pretty sure this is just woodpeckers. And then right over here, there's the woodpecker tree there. And then right over here, you've got cacti. Georgia cacti. Usually when you think of Georgia, you don't think of cactus. But we got them. We got it all. And there he is. Not sure what type of lizard that is, but he is quite camouflaged, and he is extremely cute. So here we are at the old mill. And I'm not exactly sure what this mill was used for. I believe it was a lumber mill. And you can really see how dark that water is. The water has all of that tannic acid in there. So it's almost black in color. Eastern Indigo snake is what they're called. He's so cute. Look at that face.
Oh, I'm gonna get you.
And then we come in here. So this is all the old mill equipment here. Oh yeah. And you can actually hear the water just kind of roaring. We're actually walking over the dam right now. And here we go. Here's some more wildlife here. Does that look like the tortoise that we saw? Can't quite tell.
I don't think so.
It did? I don't think it did either. I think we saw a little box tortoise. I don't think we saw the gopher tortoise. They do have alligators here apparently. I'm not sure if we've ever seen an alligator here. We've been coming here for years. Never actually seen an alligator. And there's a little bit about the cypress trees there, bald cypress. And of course our friend, the indigo snake. And then that's an aerial view of where we are right now. That's the mill with the dam and the water shooting out on the other side. And here we have a beautiful dugout canoe. So this is what the natives would have used in this area hundreds of years ago, before the colonization of the East Coast. These beautiful dugout canoes. What do you think, Destiny? You want one of those? Yeah. Here we go, some more old mill equipment here. Some kind of turbine. And some sort of engine here. Very cool, very steampunk looking. Obviously, because it's probably a steam engine. Maybe a combustion engine, not sure. Because I don't know anything about engines. And then over here, some more of that beautiful black tannin water. And we're off to the trails. Okay, so we're about to do the Deer Run Trail. And we're looking at it. Normally what we do is we actually will start here. And typically we'll do the 3-mile loop coming this way. And a lot of times if we don't feel like it, we'll cut back down this way. So we're going to do the opposite today. We're actually going to start here. And we're going to come up this way. That way we can go across the boardwalk. And maybe it's a nice sort of temperate spring day. Maybe we'll get to see an alligator. I don't have high hopes, but it's possible. All right, let's go. Oh, there he goes. So we got the checklist. Frog, lizard, snake, tortoise. It's a woodpecker. We've got a tortoise, another tortoise. Not sure what type of turtle or tortoise. He's actually kind of wet. He looks like he just came out of the swamp.
Yeah, it does.
When we walked up on him, he had his neck all stretched out, and he's just getting some sun, but I think I scared him a little bit. He's kind of tucked back in now. And there he is. He's got his head out again. Not as worried now that I'm gone around him. Boop.
In there.
Walking along and we spotted this hole. Again, there's a lot of gopher tortoises that live around here, so it could be a gopher tortoise den. But then we realized, I don't know if you could see it down in there, someone shoved a can down in there. Those bastards. Which means now I have to stick my hand down into a deep dark hole to pull a can out of there. I don't know if there's snakes. I don't know what the fuck is down there. Oh, oh man. I'm not looking forward to doing this. Oh. 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 Stuck. Oh. That was scary. I'm really scared of black widows, so that was pretty scary for me. Well, rescued a can. You know, cans, they're endangered. Gotta rescue a can whenever you can. So I stuck my hand in that deep, dark hole, and then I grabbed this can. And then after I turned the camera off, what did you say, Destiny?
It wasn't in the frame.
It wasn't in frame. I stuck my hand into a black widow hole, and I didn't even get it on camera. I risked my life for nothing.
Black Widow.
It could have been. It could have been. You don't know. We don't know. It could have been. Now, this is the part of the trail that I call the Africa Trail, because it's very kind of sparse, almost like scrubland a little bit, where it's just a lot of sparse vegetation. There is trees and things like that. Sand. Yeah, you even have little cactuses and stuff over here. I mean, it reminds me a lot of kind of the African savanna, and that's an interesting point to make. You know, we're right outside the city of Savannah, Georgia, and apparently that's why they called it Savannah, is the topography reminded the colonists a lot of the African savanna, or that savanna type topography, that savanna biome. So that's one of the reasons why I enjoy this trail. You've got marshes and this sort of African safari kind of feel all in one trail. Interesting. So we made it here to the 7/10 mile Dissecting Trail. What are we going to do? We're going to do the full loop? I kind of want to do the full loop. So we're going to finish this guy off. We're going to just bypass this Dissecting Trail. And we're going to keep moving on. Let's do it. Very sandy and flat, sparse, small trees. A lot of pine trees, which I don't think Africa has pine trees necessarily, but I don't know why it reminds me of Africa. It just has a little bit of that sort of sub-desert scrubland feel about it. So these plants are really cool. They almost look like a Dr. Seuss illustration or something. They look like something that should be close to the water, almost like a lily pad. But they're growing out here in this sort of sandy scrub area. So here you can see a burnt tree. It's all burnt here. You got a burnt stub and everything like that. So this area has been burnt all through here. And then back here, we have this sandy barrier. So that's how they prevent, when they do these controlled burns, that's how they prevent the area from spreading too much, the fire from spreading too much. They have these barriers of sand. They probably even wet them down and things like that. And that way you don't have to worry about the entire forest catching on fire. And you can see that a lot of this underbrush here has started to come back. So when they do these controlled burns, they burn everything back. The trees will heal over, and then it makes the soil very fertile. And then all of this underbrush will start growing back. And they do that pretty regularly. It's a lot easier for them to burn everything back than it would be to come in and try to manually cut back all of this underbrush. So this is how they keep the trails accessible and that kind of thing. So we finished the trails, taking a well-deserved rest, and then we're gonna head back to base camp. Oh yeah! So Destiny is currently repairing my ripped bag. And unfortunately our shitty needle that we were using broke. It's a broke needle. So she's doing the best she can. She's much better at sewing than I am. And now it's my job to get these dead logs a burning again, because we're gonna cook some dinner. Let's do it. So we got the fire pit all cleared out, and we've got full prep. We've got our super tiny kindling, our small kindling, medium size, and then large sticks. I'm using a little bit more to build up our coals tonight than we did last night, and part of the reason for that is that we're actually cooking raw meat tonight. But I want to get a really nice solid bed of coals going tonight. And so we've got everything here. And I'm going to go ahead and do a little bit more prep. Again, you know, you spend plenty of time prepping and then it takes you 2 seconds to light the actual fire. Okay, so this is what we got now. Essentially what I did is I just took some of the larger sticks here and I just laid them, and I did one set going this way, and then I did the other set going this way, and then I just alternated like that, building it up. And then I went back, and in the middle here, I built up kind of a little bit of a smaller cabin inside of our bigger cabin. And what this is going to do, this is going to give us plenty of structure. So we're going to build our little tinder base down here. We're going to light that. We're going to take our smaller kindling. We're going to put that on top. And as that starts to burn, we're going to use these larger platforms here to place some of our bigger pieces of kindling. And that way we're going to be building our fire up as we go because heat rises. And we also have plenty of channels here for oxygen to flow, because you can't suffocate your fire. You need to get plenty of oxygen flowing through there. So let's go ahead and get this puppy started. Okay, so we're going to go and get this fire going. I'm actually just going to take some of these leaves, throw it down, a little bed of flammable dry leaves there. And I went ahead and made some shavings. And this is our fat wood again. And remember, this is full of all of that resin, all of those oils from the sap of the pine tree. And that's extremely flammable. And that's actually what we're going to use to catch our spark. I was going to say flame, but spark. I'll go ahead and light this up. And instantly, boom! I hit it a couple more times, but it really didn't even need that. The first spark just started to go. I'm just gonna very delicately place these on here. And this is the advantage of our log cabin structure that we built earlier. All this preparation is doing a lot for us right now because I can place these small pieces of tinder on here and it's not suffocating our little bits of flame that we have down there. Let's place our medium-sized sticks there. They're kind of catching. So we've got lots of oxygen flowing through there. And then we can go ahead and place the larger sticks on top. Oh yeah, that's hot already. And I don't even need to blow on it or anything. These sticks are plenty dry. They're just gonna start going up. And as these sticks start to burn, this little box shape that we've built, it's basically gonna act like an oven. And as oxygen comes in, it's just gonna be like a little furnace in there, and it's just gonna start going crazy. As my favorite YouTuber, Trace Trades, would say, now you're cooking with Crisco. Except for we're literally not cooking with Crisco. We're not, but we're cooking with Crisco. Oh yeah. We actually brought this frozen, and it's still a little bit cold now after almost 2 days in the heat from being frozen. But I gave it the old smell test. Smells good. It's not gone rancid or anything like that. So we are good to go. Always follow your nose. Mix these around, make sure they got plenty of seasoning. And we're just gonna embed those. Same seasoning that we put on everything else. I like to be thorough. Thorough. So what I usually do is I usually put the shiny side in, because the shiny side is more reflective. So you want that inside so it's reflecting all the heat into where your food is. Keep the dull part on the outside. And then when you fold it up, they're called silver turtles because you ends up looking kind of like a turtle shell, I guess, when you're done. You want it to be kind of flat, kind of rounded on the edges so you don't have a corner that's going to burn or something like that. And that's what you got. And then we're just going to bury that in some coals. You don't want to put it directly in the fire because you'll end up burning it, but you just want to cover it with some coals. And you're probably going to end up leaving it for probably about half an hour or so. You might end up having to check it and put it back in there. So these guys have been in for about 15 minutes. I'm gonna go ahead and give them the old flipperoo. Use these big old gloves. Give them the old flipperoonie. Oh yeah, they like that. They're sizzling. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, they like that. Rule of thumb is follow your nose. You know, we've had ground turkey out here for 2 days with us. It was frozen. But before I started to cook it, I smelled it to make sure it still smelled good, you know? And then, now that it's cooking, I can smell the beautiful aromas coming off of it now that it's been cooking for half an hour. So I can tell that it's probably done. Looks cooked. Oh, it smells great. And it's nice and brown on the bottom. Potatoes nice and soft. Perfect. Try this on and make sure it's well balanced.
Yep. Tiny snake skin.
Probably an eastern indigo, maybe. I got a lot of those around here.
It's cool.
We come around the corner up here and we're done. This is the end. The end of the journey.
So I guess we're gonna end the video here. If you like the video, leave a like and a comment.
And subscribe to watch more goofy adventures with Tucker and Destiny.